Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Squad podcast where we fight for her, our healing, our evolution, our reclaiming. I'm your host, Coach Tocha Moore. Hey, y'all. I am so excited to be here with you today. Let me check in with you before we get into this episode. How are we doing, squad? Have we reached our goals? Did we accomplish all the things that we said that we would? If we did, y'all know what we do. We're going to give ourselves a big old hug. Yes, we are. And if we didn't, that's okay. We're going to clap it up, clap it down. Y'all know all the things that we do, and we are going to start again. Every day is a new day to start again. Don't worry about yesterday. Focus on today and moving forward. Y'all, I'm so excited about this episode. Let me start by saying the Bible says that a tree that bears no fruit is dead. So why do we keep reaching for people, men, relationships, even opportunities that have no fruit to give us? That's a question right there, right? So let's get into this episode today. So the first thing that I want us to dive into is that fruit reveals the root. Matthew 7:16 says, "You will know the tree by their fruit." So we have to be, when we're looking for relationships or opportunities or significant others, we have to be looking for love and joy and peace and faithfulness and integrity and consistency. These are all examples of fruit, not just words. If people are not showing up for you with their words and actions, are they really showing up for you? So we have to ask ourselves the question, if it's not showing up in real life, we need to stop expecting to eat fruit from it. We can't eat fruit that isn't being produced. So if people's actions and words are not lining up, what are we doing? Why are we staying? Why are we lingering? Why are we grabbing for something that they are showing us isn't there yet? Y'all ever walk past, I live in South Carolina. And so one of the things that I can remember seeing a lot as a little girl are pear trees. And I used to be so excited when the fruit would start to grow on the pear tree. And I would always say, "Can we get it yet? Can we get it yet?" Or plum trees. Those were prevalent, pear and plums. "Can we pick it off yet? Can we pick it off yet?" And my grandma and older people would always say, "No, it's not ready yet. No, it's not ready yet. No, it's not ready yet." Or the ones that had fallen to the ground, "Can I eat those?" "Yeah, those are right." Y'all, when you walk past a tree and you don't see no fruit, you know it's not in its producing season. Not to say that it won't produce, it's just not in that season yet. I'm a firm believer that it's not to say that people won't change because God changes things. We have to be honest with ourselves about, is the change happening right now? Is the fruit being produced right now? Because, yeah, in another year, it's going to come back, hopefully. And if it doesn't, what do they tell us to do? To cut the tree down. We got to stop trying to stay in spaces and places, relationship, and with people that are no longer producing fruit in our life. It's okay. I used to be so excited and they'd be like, "It's not ready yet." They might just not be ready yet. You might not be ready yet. I have conversations all the time. "Why am I not married yet?" And all this thing. You might not be ready yet. Due season, you will be, just not yet. The second thing that I want to talk about is, why do we keep standing under dead trees? Why do we do it? I'll give you a few things that I think. Loneliness, the fear of starting over. No one wants to start again. And some of us are plain and simply addicted to potential. I can't tell you the amount of times that I had to start over in my life and I would feel bad every single time. And it was like, well, I'm just going to stay here because it's comfortable. And I know what it's like. I'm going to stay in this job when I absolutely hated it. It made me cry driving to work. Why am I staying there? It's no longer producing fruit in my life. Even though, yeah, I might be making me money, it's making me sad to drive to work. Why am I staying there, y'all? Okay. We as women typically and often, I won't say typically, often give out our overflow, and we often do not check to see if the other person has anything to pour back. We just keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. And then we're like, oh, I feel so empty. Yes, because you kept pouring, but you did not look either way to see if that person was pouring back into you. Is that job pouring back into you? Is that friendship pouring back into you? And that's why we find ourselves that's why we find ourselves pouring from empty because we don't take a second to look up to see if anybody is pouring back. Then we mad and we upset. My friend don't ever do nothing for me. It's because you've never required your friend to do anything for you. I literally just had a conversation with someone today, which is why I knew I had to come and talk about it on this episode of the squad. I said, we'll do another one. I'll do the other one another day. I've got to let my girls know this today. We stay in relationships because we don't look up to see if they're pouring back. We just keep pouring in the hopes that one day our pour will be enough. We keep pouring in the hope that one day our pour will be enough. Y'all, I can remember when I realized I was expecting fruit from someone who hadn't planted the seed. And I remember a friendship, and I just kept giving and pouring of my heart, of my time, of my things, of my time, of my talent. And then I looked up and I was upset because I'm like, I don't feel like you give the same thing to me. But the truth was, I did not take a second to realize I was expecting fruit from someone they didn't plant a seed to say, I'm going to show up that way for you as a friend. When I look back over our relationship, I was the one that continually showed up. So why did I have an expectation of them to do the same when I never required them to? I'd never asked. So they were just used to me pouring with no expectation of them ever pouring back because I never sat still long enough to see I'm giving. And yes, hear me when I say we give things because we love people and we want to do the things for them. And there should always also be some reciprocation. I plant a seed, I water it, I nurture it, it begins to grow. It becomes a tree, it bears fruit. I plant a seed, water it, nourish it. I need you planting seeds in my garden too, so it can grow and all the things. We can't keep pouring and not take a second to look and see if someone is pouring back into us. If we pause long enough, we won't get our feelings hurt so much because we'll look and we'll say, they've never done that. So why am I expecting them to? Ladies, we will stop getting in these relationships with people, men, that have never shown us fruit. And then we're upset. Well, he don't do this and he don't. You've never put him in the position where he's had to. So he's smooth sailing because he's like, why I gotta do that? She never made me do it before. She never asked. She never looked for the fruit. She just kept pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and never realized I wasn't pouring back. So why are we upset then or our feelings are hurt? And don't get me wrong, it really does truthfully hurt. And we get attached to what we think it could be instead of looking for what it is right now. And I'm not saying it won't be something down the line, but if right now I need to walk away from the relationship, the friendship, so I can go get myself to a place where I don't just keep pouring on empty and never replenishing. If we come back together somewhere down the line, we'll be better because I will be better and I will be able to set boundaries when I don't see the fruit that I need to eat. Are y'all hearing me today? We got to stop the narrative that we have to give, 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 give to people and the people who are just sitting there to take, 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 take. We got to stop, y'all. We are supposed to be helpers one to another. When a tree didn't bear fruit in the Bible, cut it off, cut it down as dead. It's of no worth. It's of no value. We're trying to hold on to things that no longer have the value in our life that we once placed on it. I know some of y'all probably mad at me, and that's okay. I love you enough that I'll take it because I want us to walk in the places of freedom that God says we are supposed to. We have to stop. We have to love ourselves enough. I said, when you come to the place that you love you enough, you will stop accepting anything that is not the best that God has to give you. Do you hear me, my friends? Squad. When you come to a place of self love, you will stop accepting things that do not align with who you are now. Doesn't matter that I've been their friend for 20 years. It doesn't matter that we've been in a relationship for 10. What matters is, hear me when I said relationships. I didn't say marriage. We're in relationships that are no longer producing fruit or never did produce fruit, but we're holding on, hoping that they'll grow instead of looking at the dead fruit, as my grandmama would say. Some of the stuff that fell to the ground was ready. Some of it was too ripe, had to be thrown away. Some of it wasn't ready yet. How did they know what wasn't ready, what was, and what needed to be thrown away? Because they watched it grow long enough. So every year they knew what to look for. Dude, you hear this to whenever you catching this episode. Y'all, they knew what to look for because they had watched the tree grow long enough so they knew what it would produce, what it could produce. They didn't wait and hope and guess. They watched it season after season, week after week, month after month, year after year. If they are showing you the same thing, why are you expecting something different? Why? The next thing I want to talk about is your power is in your own fruit. I've realized somewhere along the way, no one is me and I am not them. And that is my power. I don't try to be anybody else except Tocha Moore. As women, sometimes we will settle for fruitless people when they forget they're already producing. Sorry. Sometimes women will settle for fruitless people because we forget that you're already producing fruit yourself. We're looking for somebody else to bring us the fruit. You are a fruit producer, farmer, whatever you want to call it. You're producing fruit too. Reclaim the standard. Reclaim the standard. You're not desperate. You're divine. You have a Father in heaven that loves you. He's created you with a purpose in his very image. Stop reaching for things out of desperation because you want something, and wait and let God bring you the best thing that he has for you. Because anybody can get something. I could eat a steak. Why not try to get the best steak? I could eat fruit. I went to the store yesterday to pick out fruit and get some things for the house. Y'all, I stood at that little watermelon bin for I don't even know how long because I didn't just want a watermelon. I wanted the best watermelon that I thought was in there. The one that looked sweet and had enough color on it. So I felt like the one with the little circle on the bottom so it could be sweet. I took my time to pick my watermelon. If I did that for a watermelon, why do we not do that in finding our person? Why don't we take time to look at it? Let me see what this watermelon got going on. It looked like it's all. We have got to start reclaiming who God says we are and not what the world makes us think we are supposed to be. You bear fruit yourself. So why are you not looking for something that bears fruit too? You on a job? If it's not bearing fruit in your life, why are you there? Because it's comfortable and you're getting a paycheck and all the excuses that we make. You're in a relationship, no longer producing fruit. Why are you still there? You're in a friendship and you really know that it has. The tree is dead. Why are you still there? So, on this week, as we move forward, I got some questions I want you to ask yourself. Y'all know I like to give you homework. What trees am I standing under? Are they feeding me or are they hindering me? What trees are you standing under? What relationships, whatever they are? What are you standing under? And is it feeding you or is it ruining you? So I have some reflection questions for y'all for this week. You know, I like to give you homework. What trees are you standing under? And ask yourself, are they feeding you or are they draining you? Are they helping you grow and mature and become better or are they killing you? And then ask yourself, evaluate friendships, relationships. What fruit do I see in this person's life? Do I see generosity and love and patience and kindness and all the things that I want to reflect out, speak on me and my life? Do I see that in the people that I surround myself with? Because if I don't, then I need to sit down and say, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? Why don't I see the things that I feel like I should see? Because here's the thing, if things are not helping you grow and become better, they're draining and depleting you. And how can you walk and be all the things that God says you are meant to be if the things around you are draining you? How do you grow? The truth is, you don't. Squad, we grow over here. We produce over here. We become better over here. We are fighting for her over here, our healing, our evolution, and our reclaiming. That is what we do. Produce fruit. Don't let people drain the life out of you. Squad, I know this was short and sweet, but my heart hopes that you got something from this today. Hear me when I say your worth isn't found in what someone else produces. It's revealed in the fruit that God has already planted in you. Don't waste your harvest under a dead tree. Don't do it. So, squad, if this episode hit home, share it with your friend who needs this reminder. And if you're ready to go deeper, y'all know where to reach me at Tasha Moore. Come connect with me there so we can get you on the road to fruit producing. Y'all, squad, thank you so much for tuning into this episode today. I hope that something that I said resonated with you. We are fruit producing over here. Y'all have an amazing day. Remember, we are always fighting for her, your healing, your evolution, and your reclaiming. Walk in your purpose because your purpose connects to someone else, y'all. They can't walk in theirs until you're walking in yours. Y'all have an amazing rest of your week. I hope to see you next week. Remember to subscribe so that you know when we are live every week. And also make sure that you're following me on all social. I'm on Facebook underscore Tasha Moore, and on IG, I am Tasha Moore underscore. Y'all have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing y'all again soon. Bye.